Hey, there's Derek here from Pacific Coast Auto, and we're looking at a Hiace commuter. This one here is a wheelchair accessibility vehicle. So you get the high roof with extra windows in the top. It's a 3-liter diesel engine. This is the 5L engine, which is the industrial version of their 3-liter diesels. Toyota at the time had two different versions of the 3-liter diesels. The 1KZ that's in the commuter versions and the 5L that's in their industrial trucks, or Dyna or Hiace. This one has 90,000 kilometers, so plenty of life left in it. These engines are really going to last you forever. Think about the the Toyota Hilux pickup that Top Gear tried to kill and it kept running and running. That one had a 2L engine, and this 5L is a continuation of that engine, just 3 liters instead of the regular 2.4. So we'll go over the condition of the vehicle. This one was bought from auction for export over to Canada. For the most part, it's good, but the auction inspection sheet missed some rust on it, which is really disappointing. It doesn't happen very often, but it can happen. That is a risk that you take when you go to buy these vehicles wholesale sight unseen like this, and we want to make no qualms about that. That's the way that purchasing through our company works. So you do get the wholesale prices. You also get some of the risk that the dealers normally have to deal with. Now, I'll go over this in a second. I will first off point out the rust, which is not mentioned on here. You can see there are no marks of rust here. They do say that there's underside surface rust. The underside does look really good, and there aren't any rust in the regular places, which is a little bit weird. We got some pillar rust here and up here. There's actually, I don't know if you can see it due to contrast, but there's a good chunk of it up there too. Okay. There's also some right here, and these two are the kind of the two bad areas. And then all the other damage I believe was mentioned. There may be, no, that's about it. So the roof and that side piece there have rust. Side sills and underside, both really clean and nice. Also, this body diagram here, they say U2, U2, B4, B3, B4, A3. There's more marks on here than you would think. So I'm not sure what the inspector was thinking here. It is a smaller auction that we bought this from, not one of the big auctions. They tend to be a little bit cheaper in prices. Fewer people go to see the cars in person. Usually the inspections are just as good as any other auction. In this one here, it bit us a little bit, but I think the price paid for it was still reasonable considering the condition, and so that's a nice win on there. And I would say that the body is better condition than this, spare for the rust that I already mentioned. Okay, so it's a 2003, which is second to last year for this generation, the 100 series Hiace van. 3000cc engine. At first I thought it was a 1KZ engine. After driving it, I was like, that's not it. And then looked it up, and then sure enough, it was the 5L engine. 4-wheel drive on this, automatic transmission. It says it's a 10-seater, but there are 8 seats, and then 2 places for wheelchairs. And there's a wheelchair lift in the back. Now the wheelchair lift ones typically will sell for a little bit less than just the ones that have seats or the ones that have nothing, because most people don't need a wheelchair accessibility lift. And I have checked this, it does work. And this whole platform comes out and sits on the ground. You drive your wheelchair on, and then the whole thing goes into the vehicle with, you can't really see it. Here's the platform that moves, but that platform comes out here, and there's another similar brake like this to make sure that you don't fly off when you're going in. And you can fit one wheelchair here and another wheelchair there. I would show you, but I don't know. I already shot this report twice. The first time I shot it had no audio. And I'm really busy today, so I won't show you that. And if you're the owner of this, you can take a look at your other video. You just won't get the audio of it going as it comes out. Also, a little bit of tape on there, but it doesn't destroy the function of it. Okay, so people like to buy these because the cheaper price for the wheelchair versions of it, you get the high roof with the windows up top, and a ton of people want to make campers out of them. So this, because we don't do any campers at the moment, or for the foreseeable future as far as we know, this is a way that people are getting their Japanese vans to convert into campers if they wanted. We've had so many problems with camping vehicles. Nearly all of them are broken in some way and disgusting, and that's just a fact of life for, 25-year-old campers, which is what the USA wants to import. Canada's a little bit better if you buy a camper from Japan. It's not as bad at 15 years old, but there is a significant amount of risk. Anyway, that's not what we're talking about here. Let's look at the sales points here. It says the first time this one's been at auction. It's an auction grade 3 with exterior D and interior C. Okay, you can absolutely get a higher grade if you wanted to pay more for it. This is kind of a I don't know. I don't want to say low grade because it's really not that bad of a vehicle, but if you wanted a higher grade, you can get one. Okay. It's registered as a specialty vehicle here for wheelchair transport. Has the swing out lift in the back. It's 8 seats inside, and some of these I'm trying to go off of memory because some of these I can't read. Has company sign marks on it, registered as a welfare vehicle for like tax purposes. Exterior has paint fade, underside surface rust, back panel P2, like bad paint on the back. Interior dirty, shift knob wear, steering wheel wear, seat ripped. Only a mild rip on the driver's seat. And it's on vinyl on the side. You can absolutely repair that. What else we got here? Exterior, some small scratches. Center caps on the wheels are missing. This is a weird one because there are no center caps missing. There's just steel wheels. Same thing goes on the back ones. And this is a full-time four-wheel drive, so there's no selecting two-wheel drive or four-wheel drive, and no locking the hubs or anything like that. Okay, and then winter tires that are on there. These winter tires come from 2018, but they don't have the marks you need for Canada where this is going. So for inspection, that'll need to be changed. Okay, onto this. It says windshield rock chip. Usually that's nothing that you need to worry about. Oftentimes you can barely see it or can't even see it. Here it is here, right at the edge of my finger that you might not be able to see. Very small, insignificant. Funny that they found that, but they didn't find the rust. Weird. And then these ones, I'm not going to comment too much on these, but the A3, I believe, is actually chips on the edge of the door from knocking into things. The B4 on the roof is up 2.2 meters, so you'll never see it. And then B4 and B3 are the two that are fairly significant. So let me show you these two. First, the B4. Right here in front of the fender, you can see a dent. There's a bit of surface rust there, but it's not that bad. The dent itself is quite significant and can be seen quite easily. Okay, that's the B4. The B3 is this here. Not so bad, but the other side of that has paint cracks and some surface rust in there. So peel that off, make sure you seal it so it doesn't rust anymore. Okay, no rust on the window frame here, but the P2 that they were talking about is badly peeled clear coat up here, and it continues down both of the rear sections of the hatch. Not on the body at all. All of it is just on the hatch. It looks like this hatch has been replaced, I believe, or has been repainted at the very least. Okay, and I believe that's everything of significance that was on there. So let's do a once around so you can see it from all different angles. And Mike might show up at the end of this video. He's supposed to meet me in about 10 minutes. He might come a bit early. Go ahead. Okay, so this one long, super long and tall roof. So this is as big as it gets. Your standing height, probably about 5 feet. It's hard to tell on this version of it because it has a taller platform in it due to the wheelchair pieces. And I don't know how tall that platform is. But definitely not a standable one. Some of these campers, the Hiace campers that have the fiberglass roof you can stand up in if you're like 5'9" or 5'10" at the highest or at the tallest. I think the extra windows are great. Kind of reminds me of the Volkswagen bus. The 21 windows or the 23 windows. Like a Japanese version of the microbus. Just much more reliable. And better fuel economy and diesel. Okay, so looking at more details just quickly here. We got a bit of fade on the wiper arm. We got a few spots of light surface rust that looks worse than it really is. But a few of them that need to be touched up. Brush it with a wire brush, paint over it, should be fine. I will come back to this in a sec. We got some paint staining from rust on this ring piece here. Okay, front bumper looks like it's been replaced at some point. It's too bright and shiny compared to the rest of the vehicle. It's quite dirty, it needs to be washed. And then wheelchair accessibility signs on it in various places, as well as company sign marks here and on the back. We got some more of that surface rust here too. Okay, This side is good all the way until we get to that one that I've already told you about, and this one here. Both of them very easy to notice. Very strange that the inspector didn't notice it. I've heard some rumors of people saying that the inspectors can get paid money in order to fake those sheets. As far as I know, and we've been doing this for close to 15 years, I believe that that's just conjecture. I think it's just somebody making up a story and telling it, or somebody hearing a story and believing it. As far as I can tell, the auctions would be in a very, very bad position if that were true. And for sure, people would be able to find out. There would be people who have done it previously in the past that could then go, oh yeah, I did it at an auction, but now I'm grumpy at the auction and I want them to pay for it. So I'm going to go around and tell them that that happened. I've never heard any rumors like that. Basically what I've heard is exporters that want to make an excuse, and then they just say whatever they want, which is unfortunately what does happen. Okay, so the body, oh, here we go. This is what I believe the A3 is. You can see a bunch of chips here that have kind of turned into what you might consider a scratch. And then, yeah, the sign marks here for whatever company used it. Looks like it was probably an elderly care home that was using it for their out trips. Okay, so door cards are very basic, flat plastic. You have power windows on the front and those work. Got a bit of extra scuff here. This happens from exiting the seat because you're sitting more than a meter above the ground, so you have to jump down, and some people, their coat or whatever, after years of sliding down there, wears that away. You also have some rock chips along here. Okay. And a bit of a sagginess in the seat there. You can see the cushion's kind of done something weird, probably from this being pulled down repeatedly. Now, when you sit in it, you don't notice that. Also, there are seat covers that the plastic is all ripped off of. See that? Passenger seat as well. And all the back seats have it. It works on the back seats, but it's not comfortable and it's kind of gross. It does keep your seats in good condition, though. So, there's that. Take them off and you should be fine. Here's the rip in the seat that they were talking about. There's a bit of wear on the steering wheel. It's worn smooth. These Toyota steering wheels feel fine when they wear, not like some of them, like Nissans, tend to crack and feel not so nice. Carpet here has a bit of a rip on it, on the floor mat. And then it's all vinyl here, so very easy to clean. It does look like it needs to be cleaned. AC works. Has just a stereo. All these vent pieces are fine. None of them are cracked. Check it out. I can't read what it says, but it says Hello Kitty. Maybe somebody in the comments can read what that says. And then this area here has a number of scratches, more than you would usually see on something like this. Okay, here, yep, it's ripped, but the seat's in good shape. And then here there's another seat, so you can sit 3 people up here if one person doesn't mind having, small legs. Not like you have a choice of what legs that you're given. I'm fairly average height. I do feel sorry for anyone who's either too small or too large. Sounds really inconvenient. So see that? You pull this open and you get that thing coming out for ease of entrance or egress. Is that the right word? Egress? I don't know. A pull to hold on to when the driver's just driving too quickly, which is good because it's 4-wheel drive. You never know when you're going to have to take advantage of that. There's a flip-out seat here. The flip-out seat, I don't believe has a seat belt, but the other seats do. Also, what's this? A heater in the back. That's neat, especially if you're going to turn this into a camper. Is that right? Yeah. Cool. Okay. So, completely plastic covered. Throw that plastic out and you don't have to worry about too much. Elderly people, they do sometimes wear diapers. It's like buying a minivan. You never know what you're going to get. You look in the crack of the seat and, ooh, look at that, 7-year-old vomit. Not like that's ever happened. At least, well, I don't know, maybe it has. Then I just won't tell about it. Okay, so 2 lamps in the top there, and then you can see there's curtains over the windows if you wanted the curtains to be closed, or you can move those curtains out of the way, or you can remove that thing completely if that's what you want. Going up here, you got a bit of peeling here. I didn't notice that on the first time reporting this. And then Going in here, it's really easy to move around if you hunch down. And then it has winches to secure the wheelchairs into place. And this one even has a little handle, look. Ooh. Okay, sliding windows. So all four, right, yes, I'm checking. All four of these windows can either open halfway from the back or halfway from the front. They're like old style Mini Cooper windows from the 1970s. Or the 1960s, actually. When did they... Oh, they didn't have those in the 70s. They had cranks by the 70s. Sometime in the 60s they changed that. You can open this from the back if you needed to. Ta-da! Or close it. And it has some protective plastic on this section here. Like I said, all of this works properly. These seats are kind of small. I don't really know. It's kind of like a blank slate. You can do whatever you want with the inside of this. And as I was mentioning, the floor is raised up. Have a look. About this high, I guess, over the regular floor. And there are tire houses. Take a look. So the tire house protrudes into the interior. Okay, so that's about all I got for this. If you have any questions, please let me know. We got a 16-minute video, so that's too long, really. Shouldn't have been that long. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and have a nice day.